Morning, boys.
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 Morning, boys. Welcome back. I'm in my first office. Still a work in progress. Pray you never see what behind this camera looks like. I moved out, got married. But as of you saw the title, been doing a lot of reflection, and these are the things that I've learned from 2025. To whatever you aspire to, ego is the enemy. This is from Ryan Holiday, from the book Ego is the Enemy. I feel like it's such a self-explanatory thing that having an ego is just detrimental to you. It is a liability. It's just detrimental, not detrimental. It is detrimental to you. Having an ego serves no purpose. Why would you need one? Why do you need to walk around like that? And did I have an ego? Yes. Walked around like I was the shit. Thought, I'm Jack Hooligan, I'm Jack Blends. Got this. You can still walk. You can still be confident, just don't be egotistic. There's a difference. You can walk around being confident in yourself, but you don't have to show it. Then you get the ego who wants to show it to everybody. I've got this, I've got that, I can do this, I can do that. You don't have to. Confidence is the fact that you can do it, that you know that you can do it. Everybody else doesn't need to know. So what's the opposite of ego? Humility. So in order to combat, if you've got an ego, if you are self-aware enough to know if you've got an ego or not, just do the opposite. Start working on humility and see how far that gets you, because it helps a lot. Embarrassment is an unexplored emotion. God there, make a fool of yourself. There was this one thing that my dad asked me when I was younger. If you weren't afraid of anything, what would you do? And what would I do? And one of the things is this video. Again, would have never made something like this because it's not me reacting to something. It's me speaking about things that I've learned. It's me and a camera. I've never wanted to speak or do videos like this because I thought it was pretentious, boring. Who the hell would want to watch this? I would watch this back. If I'm 35 watching a 26-year-old Nazir, this is something that I would want to watch back. So I'm going to make it. You also start to realize that people just don't care about what you do. They really don't care, because everybody has that thing of, oh, people are looking at me. Oh, I need to do this right. I need to walk right. Stomach in, chest out. Most people are focused on themselves, so focus on yourself. Do the things that make you happy. And if you think people are looking at you, they are more concerned with you looking at them. Try new things. Go out there and make a fool of yourself. Because at the end of the day, I would rather laugh or cringe at the things that I did that maybe didn't work out than feel regret for the what if. Because I feel like what if is a harder feeling to deal with than being judged by a stranger or just being judged by anybody. Abundance is a discipline, not a desire. This is a write-up that I found on Substack by Layla, Shaikley. And basically what it means is, if you want to hold a full cup, you need a steady hand. It's all good and well to want all of our dreams and desires, all of our goals. But if we don't put measures in place in our lives, in our mindsets that help us sustain those desires and goals, they're just going to, well, we're going to spill. It's going to fall out the cup. It's like I want a Porsche, for instance. Say, for example, if I got the Porsche, right? Am I able right now to maintain that Porsche? Have you seen the price of a Porsche tire? Have you seen the price of a service? I can't do that. I can't do that. If by some miracle I get a Porsche now, I would not be able to maintain it. I don't have the provision to take care of that thing, nor the mindset right now to be able to keep that Porsche. And this was a mindset that I fell into, where I wanted X, Y, and Z. I wanted all of these goals and stuff, but I neglected the real dirty work, and that was getting yourself to a point where if you reach that goal, you can have it for a lengthy period. You steady the hand. Don't complain about it. You wanted this life. You are showing signs of success. This is something that my friend DM'd me. I posted a picture of me from one of the videos where I stood outside with a free haircut written on a piece of cardboard. Made a joke about it, and when he messaged me, I think it was like maybe half an hour after I posted it, whatever, it took me aback. Because number one, we don't normally talk like this. And number two, he was right. This is exactly the life that I wanted. And I was trying to poke fun at, like, because the caption was like, oh, what does my life become? And it took me aback, whether it was his intention or not. It just gave me a reality check of like, hey Nazir, look here. You look where you are from where you started. You've made progress. And whenever I feel like I'm stagnant in work, I always just go back to don't complain about it, showing signs of success. You wanted this life. And I use that as something to keep me present. This is the life that I asked for and I shouldn't complain about it. This is everything that I wanted. And if you do find yourself in that weird space where you feel like you should be in a different place, you should be further in your journey than where you are now, don't complain about it. You are showing signs of success. Don't think about the past because it's gone. Don't think about the future because it hasn't happened yet. Think about what you can do now. The only constant in life is change. This is something that my dad told me when I moved primary schools. So I was in grade 1 and grade 2 of this one primary school, and they just said, now they're going to move me to a primary school that's closer to home. Obviously, little Nazir is having a fit. The world's coming to an end. This can't be. I have to make new friends. We already said that we were going to, like when we get older, we're going to have houses in the same street. Yeah, grade 2 stuff. And he sat me down and he said, like, look, this is going to happen. Change is something that will always be in your life. When you're done with this, when you're done with primary school, guess what? You're going to go to high school. When you're done with high school, you're going to go to university, college, whatever, army, whatever. And then after that, you're going to have to do it's the next phase, and the next phase, and the next phase. The only thing that's consistently in your life is change. And the faster you adapt to the fact that things will change, always, constantly, the better you'll be able to maneuver life. And I only started realizing that, but only after high school, like after my first 4 years of working. But late, sorry, Dad. But I do feel that is my core, it's the mitochondria of my mindset that things will change, good or bad. Certain things will change because you are in control of it, and certain things will change because you are not in control of it. And if you're in control of it, cool. You're not in your control, then that's where your adapting muscle comes into play. The only thing you can control there is how you react, and the way that you react is the make or break of how that situation can go for you. Self-improvement is gradually lying to yourself less. The reason why it made sense for me last year was because I sat with myself a lot. I used to shy away from sitting in silence and like dealing with yourself, but the more I did that, the more honest I became with myself. And because if you can't be honest with yourself, how can you be truthful to other people? Like, for instance, the only time that I can train is in the morning, but then I will lie to myself and be like, oh, I'm feeling tired, whatever. No, but I'd rather just not go to gym in the morning and I'll just go to work straight. That's not the reason why I'm not going to gym. I'm not going to gym in the morning because I'm lazy. That's the actual reason. So the lie that I kept telling myself was, no, you just save your energy for work. Don't overexert yourself. And I know for a fact I'm not going to overexert myself in gym because I feel better after I train in the morning. I have a better work day, I have energy, everything. So now I'm lying to myself. And that's the thing where I was like, just be honest with yourself, because it allows you to figure out your bad habits quicker. Like, I know, yeah, I'm lazy. I'm very lazy. But at least I know that that's the bad habit that I have. I'm lazy, okay, I can deal with that. Because before, the bad habit was, why don't I have energy for this? Because I started believing the lies I was telling myself. So my advice is call yourself out on the shit that you do, because if anything, you owe it to yourself to do that, because you'll only benefit from it after you've taken accountability with yourself. Now that you know what the problem is, you can work on it. But if you don't even want to admit that there's a problem, how are you going to work on it? I've not yet grown wise enough to deeply enjoy simple things. In essence, this is just basically stop and smell the roses. A lot of people are very hooked on the thing of celebrating your big wins and stuff. And I was the same, small things like having a cup of coffee in the morning in my own kitchen, sitting there while everything is very quiet, the world's asleep. Something I look forward to now. Something that I can't wait for this. But to some other people, that's just like, is that what you're waiting for? No, you must aim high. You must want to have a coffee in Costa Rica, in a villa and stuff like that. It's like something wrong with that. But take pleasure in the small things that you can do, because the thing that I used to do was, even though I do a job that I like, I still found myself looking towards the weekend, still looking towards the days that I don't cut hair and stuff like that. And I was like, why? I'm in a job that I enjoy. Why am I still looking towards the weekend? Because it's a thing that it's in everybody, because work is still work. It's not that I'm not enjoying it. It's just, this is how your brain operates. We've been weaned onto this thing of, we work in this amount of days, we must look forward to this. And then I started putting little checkpoints in my day. So the things I look forward to The time where I maybe finish my client early. There's a coffee shop next to the shop and they put tables in front of the shop and I can just sit there and just like people watch and just take in the scenery. But those are the things that every day I enjoy. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy your big achievements, and far from, but don't neglect the small joys in your life, because we don't live in the present as much as we would like. We don't give gratitude for those types of moments because it happens all the time, and you kind of have to focus a little bit more and you have to be a little bit more aware of those simple things, of those smaller things, to appreciate it a bit more. It does take time. You have to be more conscious. Stop and smell the roses. It may be rational to want a fever if you have an infection, but it's not reasonable. I saw this in a finance book. Tell me, why did this one thing have me contemplate my life? The whole thing is basically just saying reasonable, not rational, because there's a lot of rational things that look good black and white. But if you apply it to real world and people with emotions, complexities, being reasonable, it's far better in the long game to be reasonable with your finances than to be rational, because rational is it's a black and white thing. In real life, black and white doesn't just work. There's a lot of in-betweens, there's a lot of gray areas. So sometimes being rational can hurt you, but that's why rather be reasonable. And that's something that, especially when it comes to decision making, when it comes to finance or business, I try my best to have a reasonable perspective on the situation as opposed to rational, because rational is black and white. There's no emotion in it. And when dealing with people, which is everything and anything, you need to be reasonable with it. Finance book. Morgan household, what are you doing, bro? And the last thing I learned in 2025, that love is not feeling. But I'll leave that for another video. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and for sticking. If you watched till the end, thank you so much. This was the hardest video that I've ever filmed. It took me, this is the 4th time. I've not sat down with this thing yet. Don't know if it's gonna work out. I flip and hope it does, because I can't reshoot this again. I do want to make more videos like this where I can just sit down and I can speak and give my views on certain things. I had so much fun doing it. If you did enjoy, leave a like, comment what you agreed with, what your views on certain things, what you've learned in 2025, and yeah, subscribe if you're new. I want to make a lot more YouTube long form content this year. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one. Bye.